I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Julpy and Ghosty.
It's between J.
I know. I just got mixed up because I keep saying ghost instead of ghosty.
Yeah. Okay, so this is which alliance is it? This is an S&G, Sin and Glory Alliance. The name of the song is Knights of Cydonia by the band MUSE. I think we've only done one other MUSE song before.
Yeah, I think so. I love the name MUSE because the meaning of it.
Right.
I always love it when there's a song and it has the word MUSE in it.
Yeah, so there's multiple ways that you can get a song reviewed. You can do it the old-fashioned way, which is in the comment section. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If you message us, we will be there for you. There's also the $75 partner tier where you can basically cut in front of the line like at Disneyland, and then there is the, what do you call it? My favorite one, the Patreon alliances, this is the Sin and Glory Patreon alliance. So this is a Sin and Glory Patreon alliance, and the name of the song is Knights of Cydonia. So let's do it.
Go.
Live even. Wow, they're that big? Play in front of a crowd that big?
Wow, that is a huge crowd.
You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive. No one's going to take me alive. The time has come to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive.
Okay, Mr. Drummer. Okay, Prime Minister. Wow.
Fun batch of people.
That's a massive crowd.
That's huge.
Massive crowd, Nate.
I'm sorry I was so grouchy.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Do you really forgive me?
I didn't take any offense to it.
You don't hug me.
Okay. You're a hug. Me and you are good. Lordy, lordy, lord. Okay, so number one, this is one of those bands that I've never heard of before until the channel. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think that they were as big. I mean, you got to be a big.
They're
freaking-
huge. Where are they from?
They're from England. I'm pretty
England?
sure I googled it. Yeah.
Huh.
Well, long live in England. Good lord.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys are so. It's part of me is like, shit. These guys are really really big. How do we not know? How do we not hear of them? Is it that bad in America where like if the band is not American, then forget?
Yeah, I know, right?
Are we that? In that sense?
Yeah, that's pretty. Because that is a huge. Look at this. It is a huge.
That's a massive.
Look, there's
crowd.
people here and over there and up on top.
It should
and
be the thumbnail.
It's just wild. I'll thumbnail that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's bananas.
It's catchy as hell too.
Yeah, I actually would like to hear the studio version because obviously, you know,
Well,
anything that's live, it's a little bit more difficult to hear.
I don't know if this isn't like an official video put out by the band itself because sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes a band will put out a live video,
As the
but then they'll.
yeah, but it didn't seem clear. Like it was hard to hear a little bit.
Well, the instruments or the vocals?
Vocals.
Oh, I thought I was about to say that that this guy is the best live vocalist I've seen. Like his
Oh yeah, he
vocals
did good,
sounded
but I just
really,
thought
really
that
smooth.
I couldn't hear it good, but maybe. No, maybe. No, I know. I don't think that it was sounded choppy or anything. It was more just I couldn't. It wasn't clear. I don't know how else to say that. I mean, it just wasn't.
Yeah, so it most likely was a live one, but if it was, you know, if it wasn't,
No, here's the live right here. I mean, the actual video. Right? That's put out by Muse.
well, yeah, but this is a video too, live at Wembley. But I mean, it might be. But anyway, either way, I thought he was awesome vocally, live. I was like, wow, this guy's a badass. But you didn't think he was good live vocally?
No, I did think he was good. I just thought that he would be clearer if it was like a studio version rather than the take a peek. I honestly don't even know what the song is about. Yeah, you can hear it more clearly. Yeah, you can hear their vocals more clearly and stuff. But yeah, hearing what it sounds like there, I definitely think they did a really good job live.
Yeah, vocally these guys are badass. For some reason, I thought this was a punk band, but they're not a punk band. But good lord, what a good song! The way that he sings is just crazy. I forgot what band he reminds me of. There's a specific band that I'm thinking of that he reminds me of.
Really?
Yeah, vocally speaking, it's not. I can't remember.
Who? No, I can't remember what I was going to ask you about that. So, what is this about?
Okay, so it's come ride with me through the veins of history. I'll show you a God who falls asleep on the job. And how can we win when fools can be kings? Don't waste your time or time will waste you. So, it's one of two things. Either he's talking about, if you look at history and all the carnage and bloodshed, then how can you say you believe in God? Is he asleep on the job? Like,
Yeah.
like, look at everything that's going on. Like, it says, ride with me through the veins of history.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you account for every horrible thing that's happened in history, how can you say that there's a God? Well, if he is one, then he must be asleep at the job, which, oddly enough, you remember when they were going through the storm, and God, that's not for a law, but was kind of asleep on the job. Jesus was sleeping, you know, in the boat.
Yep.
And they're like, we're gonna die. Don't you care? And he goes, sorry guys. Hey, shut up. To the wind and the waves.
Yeah.
But that. So that's one interpretation. The other interpretation could be that the gods that, you know, when he says, I'll show you a god, and this is probably the interpretation because when at the beginning of the song or the beginning of the show, there was like this guy on the ground with money in his hand.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's a politician, like he's making a statement about politicians, which is, you know, they'll die gripping money, like everything's about money to them.
Oh.
So then it's like, no one's going to take me alive, the time is going to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights because these oppressive governors think that they're gods, but they're really asleep at the job. And how can we win when fools can be kings? Which,
So when he says you'll never take me alive?
it's a sort of rebellion against that system or the government, right?
I love the idea of you're not going to take me alive. Like, when I saw that part, I was thinking like, you know, there's certain situations where I'm like, okay, like it's important to not engage in certain conflicts to avoid potential danger unnecessarily.
Right.
And then, so like, especially because I have kids, I want to like make sure that I'm here for my kids.
Right.
But if I realize that all hope was lost, then I want to go out in a blaze of glory. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, yeah, it was like the Dakota Meyer interview.
Should we leave that in? The panic. It's nothing. A toy dropped, but we thought it was the baby.
Yeah, leave it.
He's fine. All's well. He's going to bed now.
Yeah, we're still wonderful parents. Okay, so Dakota Meyer. So he's a Marine and.
Is that what you've been watching? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all his buddies died, but he he was in a situation where the tally guy ran up to him and said, "Come with me," you know, and the guy had his weapon. Dakota didn't have his weapon, like, ready, and the guy was just there over him, and he had his AK, you know, and he said, "Come with me," and he's like, "I'm not gonna end up on one of your videos, bro. Like, you know, we're gonna die here or whatever," and he ended up killing the guy. But I mean, that's the idea. It's like, you're gonna take me alive. It's funny because Matthew Axelson's dad, he was a Vietnam vet. Axelson was one of the guys, I think, in Team 10, you know, lone survivor. And his dad was a Vietnam vet, so when he went out to deploy, his dad told him, "Don't let him take you alive." And he didn't. You know, he fought till, you know, whatever. But I mean, aside from that, like, that's the attitude. Like,
I mean, honestly, if my sons were in that situation, I would much rather hear that they went down during battle than having them be sawed off on video.
yeah, people's brutality is crazy. But so that's kind of the idea with this thing right here. You know, no one's gonna take me alive. He's probably talking about the government, you know, because they act like they're gods, but they fall asleep on the job. And of course, when fools can be king.
Does that reference our leaders?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is that we're being governed by a bunch of fools who.
So it's like maybe God's asleep on the job, but
I think the foolish kings are the gods who are asleep on the job, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
You know, ride with me through the veins of history. I'll show you a god who falls asleep on the job. So it's just throughout history, emperors, leaders, presidents, whatever you want to call them, they basically set themselves up as like a divine being. You know, but then they don't really help the people. They're just there to rule over the people. Which, of course, considering our current political situation, it's a point well made, right? Because we got Donald Trump, who cannot not respond to people. You know, reacts on Twitter.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking. I'm like, Twitter.
To like normal people who don't mean anything and have no consequence to his life, but he can't not respond. He can't not be petty. You know, he went after Julian Castro's brother for doxing his supporters, which I agree is terrible. But it's beneath the dignity of the office to.
I agree.
To engage people the way that Mr. Trump engages people.
Do you think that's strategy or just pettiness?
Nah, I think he's a strategic, petty person.
Both. Okay.
Like it's one of those things where he's like, I'm not gonna respond. People are gonna have to hear this shit. But then when he does it in such a way as to benefit him politically. But I mean, and not to be one-sided. I mean, we just sat through the Democratic debate. So Elizabeth Warren is talking about how the top 1/10% are like hoarding all this money. She's like, oh, it's 3 or 4 people. But then when she asks how she's going to finance Medicare for all, she goes, oh no, middle class aren't going to have to pay anything. It's going to be only the rich. Well, I thought the rich were only 1/10%. There's no way we're going to extract $30 trillion from that small of a group in the populace. That's insane. And so, like, everybody was looking at her like, yo, fam, like, what are you doing? You know, Klobuchar went after, you know, Sanders.
Oh, I know.
I mean, and she was right to do so. Because it's like, come on, bro. Like, really? Really, Elizabeth Warren? Like, I would much rather just... I think that's part of the... I don't think that a lot of these politicians have gotten with the fact. That's one of the reasons why Andrew Yang was such a compelling figure yesterday, is because it was clear to me that Andrew Yang understood that it was 2019.
Yes.
And I don't think that a lot of politics. I think Trump understands that too, to a degree. Not as sharp and as intentionally as Yang does, but I do think that Trump gets that too. But I think there's a lot of politicians that don't get it. So like Elizabeth Warren stands up there and says she's going to be able to front $30 trillion just by penalizing the billionaires in our country. It's like, it's 2019. You can't say the stuff that you used to say back in the day and get away with it.
Yeah, and it literally feels like that they're just saying the exact same things.
Well, yeah.
Like, I don't even watch that much political stuff, but I'm like, oh, that answer seems like it doesn't really change.
Yeah. it's just a straight.
Is this the lady that you always say you love to see the pictures of her?
Yeah, it's Nancy Pelosi. and you can see right here. You should probably take a screenshot of this. Like it's insane. Like, look, she's standing up. You know, she's yelling at him. Trump is yelling back. They walk out of the meeting. You know, Pelosi says Trump is crazy, and she prayed for him after his meltdown. You know, Trump is doing what he does. He trolled her on Twitter. She then made it her profile picture or whatever. Like, it's just weird. You know, like, these are the people that are leading our country.
I know.
You know, like, say what you want about Obama, but, you know, you had Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama showed up and she said, when they go low, we go high.
Yeah.
And we're not getting down into the gutter.
Yeah.
And then the Obamas left and the DNC is like, no, when they go low, we're going to kick them. Like, these are grown, like, it was that Eric Holder. Like, these people are crazy.
I always forget that they say kick them because in my mind, it's when they go low, we go lower, is what I hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's madness. It's absolute madness. Like, you just kind of look at it and it's like, what in the world is going on? I just got a Where's Hunter t-shirt sale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody bought the Where's Hunter shirt. Shout out to the big homie ranter Matt. He hates that. He hates that. But yeah, I mean, it's a very, very interesting, you know, thing to look at.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's just,
you know, it's because all our leaders, you know, it's like we're doomed.
Mm-hmm.
We're doomed. Like, it's unbelievable. These are the people that are leading us, and then you have semi-rational people like a Yang or a Tulsi, who are rational.
Yeah.
And of course Tulsi had to blast CNN today because it was clear that they were stifling her.
Yeah.
And they cut to a break when she went after Elizabeth Warren because it's clear that CNN wants to prop up Elizabeth Warren, and they don't want to have another takedown from Tulsi the way that she took down Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris, we're going to look back and say that moment was the moment that she lost all chances of the election because Tulsi blitzed her so badly. So the next man up for the DNC was Elizabeth Warren, and so Tulsi had set her sights on Elizabeth Warren. They're like, oh, to a commercial break. It was bananas. It was unbelievable. So like it's situations like that where it's like, okay, we're being led by a bunch of fools. Like, we got a guy who's communicating, you know, getting into little jihads on Twitter, and then we got the Democrats, you know, saying this probably the stupidest things that, you know, that a person could ever hear from a politician. And
I did like Andrew Yang though.
Oh, that's
You know,
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Is that, but the DNC kingmakers,
they're not going to prop him
they're
up.
not going to prop him up.
No.
Like, his ideas are too
what?
money back in the hands of the people oriented.
Oh.
Right? And so, like, a lot of these people, it's a common knowledge, a lot of these politicians, they get rich after, you know, and so it's like, hey, we've all got our own quid pro quo going here, and so, you know, so it's just...
Yep.
It's an amazing world we live in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I liked that when he was talking about the stay-at-home moms, obviously that, like, fits into my bracket.
Right.
And so it's like my mom, she worked her ass off year after year after year, and then there's nothing for her, and she doesn't have anything in Social Security. She's basically off the grid, and so I think that, like, and I knew, you know, there was this lady that came to work with me when I was, like, my early 20s, and she was 40, and she had just, like, her kids were finally in school and stuff, and so she was trying to enter the workforce again, but she was at the bottom of the totem pole, you know, as far as what she was going to get paid, and she was very nervous to come back to the workforce because she was like, oh, am I going to be able to do it? How much has changed? And I'm like, you're totally good. Like, you've been a mom all this time, you can totally handle this job. Right. Please.
Right. And that's the issue for me. It's like, these are our leaders. Here we go. So it's not really... It's political in the sense that it's looking at it at the macro level. It's not aligning itself. Now, I'm not very conversant with the political landscape of
England,
Europe, much less England, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
So I don't know, but it doesn't seem to me that he's taking a particular side politically here. He's just talking about the concept in general You know, which you know, it's one of the things where I think there's Noam Chomsky. He said, basically, I don't know if he's an anarchist. I don't know what he is. BMF will have to explain to me if he's still talking to me. But Noam Chomsky said, you know, I'm not necessarily an anarchist, but he basically said, you know, those in authority have to justify their authority.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really, really, really good bar to set for how we interact with our government. Like, justify your authority.
Yep.
You know, like, so anyway, that's kind of what the song
I'm on
made me
board
think
with
of.
that.
Yeah, but it, you know, it's one of those situations, man, where you know, we're looking at our current political climate. It's just like unbelievable. You know, like there was so Tulsi wasn't able to get into the third debate because apparently she didn't have enough votes. But then this billionaire guy that
out of nowhere
nobody ever heard from, and I to this moment I forgot the guy's name. I'm sure it has a Y in it. I know that, but it's like, how the hell did this guy get on? So that's the other thing is like the media have almost become gods in the sense of they're able to shape the landscape just by their words. So like they're able, you know, because that's one of the things that God does, right? God is able to define reality just by his speech. Like, it's not that he's observing reality, it's that God's speech creates reality. And the media, that's how they function. Like, there's one specific issue over here that's real, but the media will speak that the opposite, even though the thing here is true, they'll speak the opposite, and then it'll become actual reality, and then people start, you know, regurgitating it all over.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, they don't just do that with like these major political things, but they do that with people's lives and the situations that happen to
100%.
people. And you know, I've heard people over the years where it was, you know, some tragedy happened in their family, and then all of a sudden, like, the news shows up, and so they talk about it to the news because they think it's actually going to help them, and then people just flip their story. I mean, your girl, Cardi B, she was like flipping. I don't know who did her reporting, but like I understood her frustration.
My
you know
girl,
what I mean? Like,
Cardi B.
Somebody took her, like, her words and then like flipped them on
Twisted
her.
it around on her.
Yeah, and then made her out to be like she was a bad mom, even though that's not what she was saying.
It was the exact opposite of what
Yeah,
she was
and
saying.
so, but they've been doing that to people all the time because they're trying for a good story. So, you know, to my understanding, she was basically just trying to say, like, I don't want my kid under the care of somebody else constantly, because then my kid might call her mom. I don't want that.
Right.
And so then they phrased it like she's upset that her daughter is calling somebody else mom.
She admits that her daughter,
which is not true. That's not what happened.
Literally the opposite of what she was saying. She was saying she was cutting studio time so that she could spend time with her daughter.
Right.
So that her daughter wouldn't call anybody else mom.
Right. And then, like, I remember this girl, like, all this really horrible stuff happened because she got attacked and, like, she ended up having plastic surgery and the plastic surgery didn't work. It was, like, a disaster. Like, I actually, like, knew the lady and talked with her. And, like, the pieces of, like, plastic, because her face had gotten beaten so much that it, like, collapsed her bones. And then pieces of it were, like, forever just, like, coming out of her face. Like, it would keep surfacing because it was such a bad job they did. But her story had landed in the news and it made her family look like they were bad, even though they didn't have anything to do with it. Like, the way that the situation was, it was just crazy. And, like, her family was hurt because they loved her and they wanted her protected and they did all that they could. But, you know, I mean, she was older. She was like a teenager or whatever, but, like,
There was the media for it.
yeah, it's like these people already just went through that, and then you're gonna make their situation much worse by lying about them and twisting their words just so you can sell a newspaper or have more views. It's like, that's so sick and wrong. Like, these are people's lives and their feelings.
Yeah.
But they don't care.
This is where we're at.
So if they're gonna do that with people's, like, emotions, they don't care at all about politics. Like, they're just gonna drive whatever they think, which was obvious on that CNN reporting.
Yeah, I mean, CNN got exposed by Project Veritas, but I mean, it's you know, the entire time I was watching it, I'm like, you don't think that Fox News is having the very same discussions?
Oh,
of course they are.
Of course they are.
Of course they are, but you know, so the fact that something like and the fact that something like that isn't, like, CNN, to my knowledge, hasn't even, you know, addressed it or whatever. It's like, business as usual. We're gonna host the debate, yada yada yada. Like, hey, no big deal because we're so used to lying to you.
Yep.
Very very good song. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wish there was more lyrics, so I always
Yeah,
say
of
that.
course, of course.
I wish there was more lyrics. What do you give the song?
It's a 9.
It's a 9.4 for me. I thought that they did a really, really good job. I was blown away by the guy's vocals. He got an extra 0.2 points just for his vocals because he was insane. And I like the horse too. I like that design.
I do too, and they match those colors on their stage.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed their entire aesthetic, to be honest with you. Like and the
Yeah.
crowd, of course, everybody knows I love live
Right.
videos. So,
Keep going.
such an amazing song and a good band, very, very good band. I can't believe they're this big and we didn't know. It's
See, there was like
unbelievable.
purples and blues in
Yeah.
there, and like these are all purple up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, good song. Hopefully
Yeah.
it doesn't get blocked because
I know.
this looks like some sort of
If
official.
it is, then the thing will be in the link will be in the description as usual.
Vin out,
Sorry out.
gone.
You and I must fight to survive.